Hello, how is everyone? Well, take my glasses off again. I am back doing another video, and as I said previously, I had decided to go on holiday or vacation as I need to refresh a little bit. So I went over to Glastonbury in the UK to visit Tom and Stuart, and everything was very nice over there. In fact, it was a lovely place to go to get away from the house here and to get away from the writing and refresh, find some new ideas and distractions, for a better use of any other word. As sometimes I think, from my own personal experience anyway, I've been writing the current book for so long, and it has become so, like I mentioned a few times before, it's turning into a very long book, and I did need to get away from it and try to refresh and refocus in order to find a correct conclusion for the characters. As the reason it was going on so long was I could not make my mind up how to bring a conclusion for the characters. Anyway, I discovered quite a lot there, and now I'm back and I'm doing another little video here, and I've got my goofy grin back on, sorry, but I do that sometimes. And anyway, in the meantime, while I'm getting away from the writing, I've signed up for a creative writing program. I mentioned that, I think, previously, quite briefly, in the store, and it's been run by Susan Brown, who's just published her second book. And I think programs like that are very beneficial for anybody involved in writing. Even an established writer with half a dozen books out there or something like that, they could do with doing programs like that every now and again, as it helps reaffirm what they're doing, reassess what they're doing. It kind of brings new ideas and brings new insights into a writing process. As I had found myself getting a little bit stale with what I was doing and getting involved in public groups. Granted, I'm not a particularly noted public speaker. It's one of my weak points, but I'm working on that. And in fact, I could probably pass some time here, a minute or two anyway, by reading one of the short stories we wrote. And granted, I didn't get to read it on the day, as, like I said, I tend to be a bit too introverted and hanging around and kind of hiding, I suppose you could say. And anyway, I'll give it a go here, as long as we don't go on too long. I want to try to keep the videos around 5 minutes or something like that. Beg your pardon. Religion and the earth, nature, are so closely related that man never stopped to think about their connection. That was the short chapter which led me to wonder silently to myself during the millennium, many years ago, just how far off many people have it. Many different gods, many different cultures, many different books, all with their own conventions, all claiming uniqueness to the point of being the only one with no equal. Underground passageways, tombs, woodlands, forts, mazes, labyrinths, all come and go in many holy writings. I thought of Ireland, its own heritage, its own fairy forts, its own underground passageways like Newgrange. The more I thought about it, the more I came to realize that most of it, if not all of it, is very similar. Creeds have their own notions, their own heritages. But when one comes to read about it and understand about it, it's all marginally different from one and another. All the fuss, all the rhetorica, all the claim to oneness, and yet every god, every heritage, its foundation can be seen in the very hollow ground around it. All connections, all joints, all point to the same one earth we all live on. How unfortunate it is that so many are blind to what is in fact staring them in the face. Now, that short story came from a prompt about nature, and wildlife and connections with the earth and of course religion. So there you have it. Anyway, I'll just recap now before I move on for the day. I taken a short break from the writing, and I had a nice little vacation over in Glastonbury for a while, and I'm feeling fairly refreshed, and the ideas are still there, and the nature is still there, and hopefully once I get back to writing in maybe 10 days time, I'll be able to feel more confident about what I'm doing, because the confidence had been lacking in the past month or two. I got a little bit carried away. I think, in previous videos I was travelling up and down the country on my bike and getting into character development and things like that and getting unnecessarily carried away. That had to slow down a little bit. So anyway, there you are. That's all I have to say. That's it for another couple of weeks, I suppose, and good luck and goodbye.